Good Sunday evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Dirt Racing Network and our live coverage of the MARS Pavement Late Model Series, Substitute Series in 4, the Midwest Dirt Racing Series. A lot of the same people, same admin. Guys have been testing this out. This is round number 3. They're at the big Milwaukee mile, 1 mile oval. This thing's pretty flat on both ends. About 20 drivers, 21 actually, have checked in for this. Biggest field thus far for the series. I think this thing's starting to take off. Already had word from the admins that we need to have a discussion about the future. So it looks like we're going to be doing something with this series as we go on. Drivers in their drivers meeting, they will come out, and tonight no heat races, straight up qualifying, and then they will do their little invert while they pace on that first pace lap. They'll get everybody where they're supposed to be. Get them lined up. 75 laps the distance tonight. As you can see, it's about 71 degrees. Humidity right around 34%. We're in a partly cloudy sky, and we have got an 8-mile-an-hour breeze, which is pretty much knocked down by the grandstands at this point. The drivers will get their final instructions. They'll switch the server over, and we will get into qualifying. Don't forget, if you're on Facebook, like, share, follow. If you are on YouTube or Twitch, make sure you hit the subscribe button. You know, every time we go live, say hi in the chat. If you got a favorite driver, make sure you shout them out. Busy week this week. Race tonight, race Wednesday, race Thursday. Wednesday night, the Aces Up 410 Big Track Series. Those guys had a great race last week. Had 3 or 4 cautions early, but towards the end of that thing, it got down to the guys having to make some good decisions. Tyler Shell picked up the win in their first round. 7 races on that schedule, 6 to go here. And then Thursday night, 8 o'clock Eastern, you will have the Hoosier Open Wheel Series back with their 410 non-wing sprint cars. And Wade and the boys always have a fantastic show every week. So I'm looking forward to that. We may sprinkle in a little bit of the Mighty Midget Series here and there. We're still discussing some of those things, but those guys getting ready to get back after it in a couple of weeks. So they just wrapped their season up last Thursday night. Some familiar faces. You can see Boyd. That is OG body, Garrett Boyd. Quickest in the session, 31:26 for his lap time. And then Puffenbarger and Rundle with the same at 31:31. Looks like drivers rolling back out on the track. So the drivers meeting short and sweet. They're going to give the guys the last couple of minutes. Run a few laps. John Brunner in the house. Brunner looks like new paint for that 46 car. Good looking ride there. Newcomer. First time we have seen Dart. That's the 7 machiners are in between 117 of Butcher, and I believe that's the 43. Austin Demore. The 3 car, that's the red car with the orange numbers on it right there for you. Jacob Schmutz is back. He's in the 8 car. Travis Walls. Walls here in the black and yellow number 4 machine. And there's that familiar number 21 of Garrett Boyd. Same font on all his vehicles. So the practice session ended. We're going to get into qualifying. We'll watch a few of these guys. We'll flick around and watch different drivers. Watch our scoring pile on, see who ends up being quick time. Pretty good invert tonight. Drivers are only going to be allowed one set of tires. And we'll watch the invert as they get ready to roll off. But qualifying, car's already on track. Marvin Turnmeyer, the winner last week, passed his teammate with a few laps to go in that 30-lap feature. And he drove away from everybody there until the very end. And Jeff Werderman, who is also here in the 81 car, he ran second. Turn across the finish line on the clock officially. A little bit wide there, getting into 1 and 2. He's going to keep it up just above that pavement patch. Can't really attack the entries to these corners, but you have to a little bit. You're really going to kind of let the car roll a long ways around. Not true like round corners. These things are really weird shaped, but crossed the line to more. 31.38. He was quickest. Turnmeyer 31.39. Andrew Humphrey timed up to 4. Peter Brees now jumps to 4. We talked to Dean last week, and he said he is a pavement guy for the most part. So Reed Rundle now takes the top spot, 31.29. Rundle on his second lap. Looked like the left side's got down on that apron there. So I'm going to go with this one. He's going to be a little slower. Marvin Turnmeyer now knocks him off. 31.28 as Turnmeyer wraps things up. Puffenbarger, another new name to the series, jumped to fourth, and then jumped to third, and then dropped to fourth. And Rundle across the line. I don't think that's going to be quicker. Yes, it is. 31.25. So quick time there. We'll watch Puffenbarger here coming through 3 and 4 for the final time. Looked like the right rear slid just a little bit. We'll see what his time is when he hits the mark. He was 31.32 first lap. Second lap timing at 31.33, so consistency. And now Garrett Boyd on track, getting out a little bit late. Here comes around 3 and 4. This should be his first time lap, maybe. We'll see if it posts. If not, he jumped right out. I didn't see the car on track until, and that is him going on to the clock. I didn't see that car roll out, so I wasn't sure. He gets the left sides down on that yellow rumble strip. That'll shake the car up just a little bit, and he's not going to be happy with the first lap. So he'll set things up in 3 and 4 and try to give himself a better run in 1 and 2 on lap number 2. Out wide, swings the car around, got it straight, but I don't think he's as fast as he'd like to be. First time around. 31.33 for Boyd. And he's just going to go ahead and shut it down, it looks like. So, everybody's timed in, and Reed Rundle will be your quick qualifier for the evening. Lap of 31.24 seconds. Drivers will now prepare themselves for 75 grueling laps here. And it can either go very, very smoothly, or it's going to be dent and ding time. Andrew Leach rolls that 98 car onto pit road after he completes his 6th quick in the qualifying session. Brings He's into the pit stall. That's where he'll leave it until we get ready to fire things off, which should be just about any moment. Appreciate everybody tuning in, guys. Thank you for being here. Shout out in the chat. Let us know where you're watching from. YouTube, Twitch, any of the Facebook pages. Don't forget to go to the Dirt Racing Network's page. Like, share, and follow. If you're on YouTube and Twitch, make sure you hit the subscribe button. Waiting to see if we're going to have any kind of warm-up session. Looks like we're going to have something that's going to resemble one. Car Peter Brees. Now, quickest 31.23. A few drivers heading back into the pit area. Probably going to give them the full 5 minutes here. We'll get a little more rubber on the track, a little more rhythm. See a few of them choosing to run right around each other. Burnt right there in front of Garrett Boyd and Andrew Humphrey. And it is a 17 car. About half the field choosing to go out during the warm-up session and put extra time, extra laps in. These guys are only going to get one set of tires for the entire 75-lap race. They're not forbidden from pitting, but they will not have tires to change. So we're going to have to see how much of that plays into things. The guys that want to go out and do the jackrabbit starts and go real fast, real early, try to make up a bunch of spots, may pay for it. And this thing goes with a long green flag run in it because tires are a premium. And strategy is always a big deal, especially when you don't have tires to change. There's not a whole lot of reason to pit, so I think you won't see too much unless guys get a little bit of damage. They will not be rolling it into pit road very often. I would imagine we'll probably see a couple of early cautions till the guys get settled down. Just a guess. 21 cars starting on the big 1 miler. There's a lot of space, so a lot of room can be given, but if you're guys on the outside and you want to give up much room, you could pay dearly. You could pay quickly for that. So we'll see how quickly those guys want to do that, or if they just want to get in line and try to ride a little bit. Chris Fowler, he was here last week. All right, warm-up session has ended. Drivers will be getting ready to grid out here on the front stretch. We'll watch the invert as they roll off. They're going to line up something like this. Rundle and Turnmeyer are going to make up the front row, then Perry and Puffenbarger scheduled for row 2. Boyd and Leach in row 3. Walls and Brees, row 4. DeMoore and Gagliano, the 5th row. The 6th row, Humphrey and Dahl. Spencer and Werderman in the 7th row. The 8th row will be Fowler and Butcher. Branham and Brunner, row number 9. Row 10, Dart and Schmutz. And Dean Burnt is scheduled to start shotgun on this 21-car field. We'll watch these guys as they start to roll off. Let's see if they do any shuffling around. I don't know if they will or not. It is looking like we're about to go heads up here. So they'll come around this time, get tightened up down here in turns 3 and 4. We'll have the green flag coming out of turn number 4, 75 laps. MARS Pavement Super Late Model Series, round number 3 of 5. We go back to the short track starting next week. On the green flag. Get into the starter's box right here.
Green flag, green
and
flag.
The green flag is out. We're underway for 75 laps from the Milwaukee Mile. Turnmeyer got a pretty good start on the outside. We'll see if he can manage to hang on to that as they come out of turn number 2. Don't know how much Rundle's going to want to challenge here early. He's going to stay to the inside. Into 3 and 4. Turnmeyer, then Rundle. Perry hanging on to 3rd, but he's side by side with Boyd and Puffenbarger. They span out 3 wide in about 4th or 5th place back here. Turnmeyer leads lap number 1. Side by side action. Walls and Boyd there. Now Walls takes the spot. Boyd's going to try to cross underneath on the exit of 2. A little wiggle out of the rear end. Stay side by side here. Now falls in the line. So give Walls 4th spot. Boyd 5th. Leach is 6th. And then behind that, side by side trying to take 7th away from Brees. And Brees on the inside has the spots to move Puffenbarger back to 8th. DeMoore and Humphrey side by side for 9th and 10th. And Humphrey on the outside looks like he has some momentum. But a 4-wheel drift out of 2 is going to change all of that. This is 9th and 10th place, the only side-by-side battle on the track right now, and I believe that is finally over. The door is open up, however, for Dean Gagliano in the 34 to try to get to the inside. And now Humphrey shuts the door on him. So we're single file, front to back, and the car at the back. Dean Burnt with 17 right here. And he may be just trying to manage tires. Let's go to the front because Turnmeyer can't shake Rundle. So top 2 with about 8 car lengths between themselves and 3rd place, Andrew Perry. Working lap number 5. Long way to go in this one. You'll see a lot of that 4-wheel drift as there's another pass. Leach works on the inside. Boyd down the back stretch, and he's going to take the spot. Boyd relinquishes that and tries to cut down and get in front of Peter Brees. You have to be aggressive, but you also have to manage your tires. If you burn those tires off, you're really not going to like yourself coming out lap 50. Travis Walls now putting pressure on Andrew Perry. And right along and see he peeks to the inside. Trying to put the nose down there. He's got it coming on turn 4 right here. Pulls alongside. Perry's in the car. And there you see the Ford machine. And now, battle for the lead. Turnmeyer slides the car a little bit, gives up the spot to Rundle. And after 7 laps, we'll have a new leader. Lee Rundle will go to the point. Here comes Walls through his Turnmeyer now. Really starting to fall back. He's already lost 3 spots in the span of 1 lap. Opened the door in turns 1 and 2, and he went from 1st to 4th, and he may go back further as Garrett Boyd now has a peek down the inside. Boyd wants to take 4th away. Pulls alongside. Can't really say side draft because there's not quite enough drafting these cars to make that a reality. There goes Boyd. Here comes Brees. Now Andrew Perry's going to slide up the hill and get behind his teammate Marvin Turnmeyer. Brandon Puffenbarger working down on the inside. He may pass both of the 16 and 33 cars, and he does. So Puffenbarger up to 6th. Back around 9th. That's Andrew Humphrey. And then Dean Gagliano is here in the 10th spot still. Demore, Spencer Fowler, Werdeman, Dahl, Butcher, Branham, Dart, Schmutz, and Burnt. John Brunner has fallen all the way to the back. Good string of cars. They're starting to fan in and out. A little bit of air, a little bit of gamesmanship. Saw a pass there as both Boyd and Brees go by Walls as Walls slipped going into turn number 3. Now Andrew Leach gets around Reed Rundle and he leads lap number 10. So Rundle took it at 7, gave it up at 10. And now Leach starting to stretch away just a little bit here. Clean and green thus far, 11 laps in the book. Drivers pretty much single file. Thought we were going to see action right there. Spencer and Terry Dahl. Looked like Spencer got the left sides on that yellow strip down there in 1 and 2, and Dahl was going to try to take advantage of that slip up. Just didn't quite work out. Back here is Brees and Boyd staying side by side, or nose to tail, I mean. They might end up side by side here when we get to 3 and 4. Peter Brees goes over and takes a look. Andrew Leach starting to really get away now. He's stretching out to almost 7/10 of a second. And that could be a ploy by Rundle. He wanted to get out front, lead a lap. Now he wants to settle in and just ride, and he's trying to save some tires. Boyd went in low. He's going to come out wide. That's going to open up things for Brees. Brees going to pull alongside. Now we have a new 3rd place car. Tires start to get hot. They get a little greasy. The car don't stick down on the bottom. He'll slide and drift out, and that's what happened to Boyd. He went into 1 low. Ended up coming out wide in turn number 2. And Peter Brees was able to stick the nose under him down the backstretch the last time right through here. Pull alongside and take the spot away. Andrew Leach, the quickest car on the track currently. 31:21 was his last lap. No one in the 20s. Everyone else 30 or slower. He and Rundle starting to make a bit of a breakaway of the 2 cars. It's about 9/10 of a second between them, and then there is just about 1.3 seconds between Rundle and Brees. Brees still has Boyd breathing down the backside of the 74 car. Walls comfortably in 5th, has a good gap up in front. The gap behind starting to close a little bit as Puffenbarger starting to bring that 5 car just a little bit closer each and every set of corners. You see the drivers using that yellow rumble strip there to de-wedge the car a little bit and get it to turn a little easier. Not as good down here in 3 and 4. You don't have as much rumble stripping. This one down here really upsets the car until you get to that little paved opening right there. Creeping in on 20 laps. We'll get to about 22. We'll be about a third of the way here. Long feature tonight, 75 laps. And 1.2 seconds the gap between Leach and Rundle. There's another 1.4 seconds from Rundle to Brees, and then there's just a couple of car lengths between Brees and Boyd. And from Boyd back to Walls, that's about 0.8 of a second. Now Walls looks like he might be under fire. Here comes Turnmeyer back up through the field. He dropped all the way back to about 7th or 8th there, and he kind of settled in. Now it looks like he's starting to close in on Puffenbarger. Puffenbarger's working on Walls. Keeps dipping out of his mirrors. Yep, home race for the Tiny Dancer, that's right. Yes, sir, they are fixed setup. I don't know what setup they use for it, but this is a fixed setup. 1.5 seconds, the gap between 1st and 2nd. Leach leading Rundle. Only been 3 leaders in the whole thing. Started off with Marvin Turnmeyer off of the front row on the outside, took the lead for about 7 laps, and then Reed Rundle took it for about 3 laps. And since then, it's been the 98 of Leach, as he is about to log his 11th lap out in front. We're watching the battle for 3rd and 4th right here, which is not much of a battle. We're going to drop back because Walls now has opened the door enough that Puffenbarger got the nose of the 5 car in there, and now he's working the bottom off of turn number 2. And Marvin Turnmeyer is right there behind him and following that 5 car through. And he may take another spot away from Walls here down in 3 and 4. Andrew Perry tucks in behind Walls, and I know he'd like to have gone through with his teammate. Down here in 1 and 2 and try to get to the bottom. Move the 4 car up the hill. Couldn't get the nose in there and keep him from slamming that door. Now he'll go to the outside. Big run out of 2. Let's see if he can hang on to this out of 3 and 4. Pretty wide. Tiny bit of contact there on the exit. Nothing to fear, nothing to fret. These guys are professionals. They can handle that. Good side-by-side battle here. Side-by-side no longer for that spot, but behind that, Humphrey and Gagliano are side-by-side momentarily. Gagliano's got a great run out of 4. Thought he was going to make a move on Perry. Perry was thinking about going back after Walls. Now he's got to protect. But Humphrey gives up a spot, and here's Perry with a good run through the center. Going to cut the car down low. Pull alongside. That may be all she wrote for Walls. He may give the spot up to Perry. Turnmeyer's about to go after Puffenbarger, but we want to watch, see if Perry clears. He does, so let's move forward. We'll watch these two going back at it. Gap growing at the lead. 2 1/4 seconds now. 2.3 that time to the middle, 1 and 2. And Turnmeyer, a third of the way through this. Goes around Brandon Puffenbarger. Move Turnmeyer back into the top 5. Check on our leader. Still the fastest car on the track. Only car lapping in the 31:20 bracket. Everyone else 31:30 and slower. And he is just stretching away from these guys. Very smooth. Looks like he is just running over the same 2 tire tracks each and every lap. Car's not sliding around, not drifting out in the corners. Rundle still in second, Brees is third, and Boyd is fourth. Turnmeyer now fifth, then Puffenbarger, Perry, Gagliano, that's eighth. Humphrey in ninth, and Walls goes all the way back to 10th after being clear up to fourth, and he's going to be under fire here from Fowler. He may lose another spot right here while we got the camera on him. Up about 2 lanes off the bottom, opens the door. Good cut down, nice drive off the corner. There you go. Chris Fowler moves into the top 10. Walls back to 11th, then DeMoore is right there, and he may make a run at Walls as well, the 3 car. Dahl, a little ways back from that's 13th. Then Werdeman in 14th. Dart is 15th. Butcher, Schmutz, Branham 18th. Burnt 19th. Brunner 10th. Eric Spencer has already taken his car off the track. 3 seconds the gap at the front. And Leach just driving away from these guys. He is a couple of tenths faster every lap than the vast majority of these cars. And now second, third, and fourth have come back together here. Peter Brees has reeled in Reed Rundle, and Garrett Boyd has paced Brees for about the last 10, 12 laps. You go on board and watch what Garrett Boyd is seeing out in the front as he sees both cars right there. A little bump in the rumble strip, get the car to cut. He got a good run there, but I don't think Brees is going to leave him room. Now Rundle moves to the top side in 3 and 4. He's holding these guys up. He knows it. Moves down. Brees goes by. Garrett Boyd will go by as well. Boyd may go after Brees down here in 1 and 2. Thinks better of it. So good onboard ride right there as you saw Reed Rundle drop from second to fourth. Almost 4 seconds out in front. Andrew Leach. Absolutely driving away from these guys. Just looking back, different spots through the field. Sun's starting to set. Light should be coming up pretty quick. Look at the 81 car of Jeff Werdeman. Finished second last week. At USA. If he's saving his tires, he may have to kick it into no save mode now because he is 14th, and 14th place is 13.2 seconds off of that guy right there, and he is absolutely yarding these boys. 4.3 seconds. As Brees now under fire. Boyd got the nose to the inside, getting into 3, and will Garrett Boyd go back? up to second place. He does. That opened the door momentarily, and I thought Rundle was going to stick his nose in there. Marvin Turnmeyer in fifth, trying to run these guys down, and Turnmeyer not quite as quick as these guys. Quicker than one or two of them. But Boyd almost as quick as our leader the last time by. That time Turnmeyer second quickest on the entire racing surface, but not as quick as the leader. So he is reeling these guys in. We're creeping up on halfway right here. Leach absolutely gone, 4 3/4 seconds. He's going into 1 and 2, and Brunner is about middle of the backstretch, so we could see lap traffic before we get to the end of this. I don't know about all that, Scott, but I do enjoy doing it, so. Marvin Turnmeyer back in the 5th spot. Had the lead, dropped all the way back to about 7th. And over about the last 30 laps, give or take, has worked his way back to 5th, and he is starting to close in on the 3 cars in front of him. Quicker than all but Garrett Boyd in that group the last lap. So Rundle, maybe tire problems. Maybe has worn his stuff out just a little bit. Andrew Leach just yarding these guys. And the only guy close to him right now is Garrett Boyd. Boyd was in traffic for too long riding, and he's let Leach get way out in front, almost 5 full seconds. I just don't think with 36 to go that he could probably run him back down unless Leach starts to really fade. But Leach has just been Mr. Consistency. Has slowed down 0.2 of a second from the start of the race as Travis Walls is in the pits. And so is Spencer. Walls might be finished. Well, Walls was on the jack. I don't know what they were doing, but maybe he's putting tires on for the second half. I thought they only had 1 set of tires for the race. That's what the message from race control earlier today said, but maybe that meant 1 change of tires. Let's go look at Turnmeyer as he's starting to get close to Rundle here. He's running 5th, trying to make his way into the top 4. Long ways to go, still 34 laps. Turnmeyer now cuts the car hard left out of turn 4. He'll pull alongside the 43 of Reed Rundle. This is for the 4th spot, and Rundle relinquishes it quickly so he doesn't give up more spots. I think that also is an inevitability as Puffenbarger's been pacing Turnmeyer for a few laps now since Turnmeyer got by him. And he has figured out kind of the line and the pace to run. And now he moves to the inside coming out of 4, and he'll move Rundle back to 6th. So Puffenbarger 5th, Turnmeyer 4th. Brees is 3rd here, and he's starting to lose touch with Garrett Boyd. Boyd, every bit as quick as your leader, but 5 1/4 seconds, 5.3 seconds. I think just too much real estate to make up. Werderman and Fowler. This is 11th and 12th. puts his nose to the inside, but Werdeman was already coming down. And that'll close that off. That'll get the 48 car pretty tight back there as soon as that nose gets taken off, or the air gets taken off the nose of that car. And that's why you see the 48 drift out so wide on that exit. Oh, big blink out of the 98 car. 98 car may have a connection issue. Don't know where Leach went. He blinked out. He had a 5-second lead. Blinked out right there, and now he's shown 19th. He may be out of the server. He may have had a connection issue and be out of the server. Very interesting that our leader just poofs away now, shows back up, and blinks back out again. He's going to be scored laps down because he was gone for more than a lap. Peter Brees. Is Brees on pit road? Yeah, Brees coming to pit road to get tires. So the one set must mean that they had one set they could change to. As everybody behind Boyd pitted, and Turnmeyer really cranking up the laps. About a half a second quicker than Boyd right now. As he scored second, Perry third, Puffenbarger fourth, and Reed Rundle still out there on the old skins making laps all the way back in fifth. So Peter Brees, who was running second, gives up second place to get out there on fresh tires. And I don't know. Right now, Garrett Boyd control about 2 seconds ahead. Coming down to 25 to go. Don't know if it's worth trying to go get tires. You don't go a lap down, but boy, you sure do get close. If you're at the front, you can get out in front of the leaders, as you can see Peter Brees has done. Brees is 18th, the last car on the lead lap. And he's not but 15, 18 car lengths ahead of our leader. Now he is faster. He was about a tenth and a half faster that lap. Then the leader now starting to pick things up. He's got himself back in the 31-40 bracket, and Turnmeyer at 7. And then Perry's at 6. So Puffenbarger 31-7. DeMore now is 5th, and he's 31-6. Reed Rundle rolling away, and he is about to go a lap down right there. As you saw, the leader roll by. There goes second. Here comes third and fourth. Now he'll have faster tires, and he should be able to get right back around these guys. He'll stay to the inside of the fourth place car of Puffenbarger. And the fresh tires will afford him big drive out of the corner. Car rolling off pit road right there. That looks like Andrew. No. I'm not sure who that was. Dean Burnt is on pit road right now. He's getting service. They're putting the left sides on that car. And Boyd's starting to get away from Turnmeyer again. Had it down to about 1.8 seconds. Now it's 2.9 and getting closer to 3 seconds. Boyd finding a rhythm and keeping it at 31.40. Everyone else 31.60 and slower 32s. Till you get to the guys with fresh tires like Reed Rundle 31.26 and Peter Brees at 31.37, which they're a tenth and a half faster. But that tenth and a half isn't going to last long. As car side by side, 3 wide with your leader, Jacob Schmutz, and I thought he might have the right rear corner of Boyd's car for a second as he moved away from Brad Branham. As they almost made contact coming out of 4, so they've got that all sorted out. Those two now a lap down. As much as 13th, so Peter Brees still 12th in the last car on the lead lap, but you can see the leader right behind him. Just about 1.5 seconds behind. I think no stops is going to be what you see out of Garrett Boyd. 2.8 seconds and holding right now the last 2 laps. Turnmeyer a 10th quicker than Boyd. This time a 10th slower. As Reed Rundle on fresh tires, moving him up the hill, and that's going to make him slower because he's taking the longer route around. And that was 2/10 slower that time as he got passed by Rundle. Rundle's going to try to work his way back on the lead lap here. He's the first car lap down. Should we get a caution, he'd be able to get waved around. He's already on fresh tires, so. Boyd across the line and slowing down quite a bit now late in this one. 31.83, but Turnmeyer matches at 31.88 basically. Perry 31.57, so the fastest car on the track that time. Third place car, 33 of Andrew Perry. Well, thank you for letting us know, Stacy. Hopefully he gets those worked out. He was having a whale of a run, best run he's had all season long, and it's really unfortunate when electronic issues are what take you out of the race. So back to the leader. About 17 and a half laps remaining. And he has a 3-second lead on second place Marvin Turnmeyer and about a 3.5 second lead on Andrew Perry. Pretty much committed now to not making a pit stop. At 31.59 that time for the leader. 89 and 69 for second and third. John Brunner on fresh tires is in the 5th spot on track, but he is 15th and a full lap down. We're going to go watch Reed Rundle because Rundle is closing in on the leader, and I think he's going to have enough time to get himself unlapped. But I think that's about it, as we are 16 to go that time around. Garrett Boyd inherited the lead with the electronic issues of Andrew Leach, who had 5 seconds on him at the time. And he has taken that and parlayed that into 3.25 seconds with inside 15 laps to go. Battle here. DeMore and Humphrey, along with it's Puffenbarger too is in there. So
All right, man. Caution is out.
Caution for the first time, Jim Butcher, and that may change everything. So we're going to go watch the 117 car. Oh, and Peter Brees is there. And if Brees has fresher tires, I don't know. Oh, they come up on the 7 car, and I don't know if Brees saw how quickly they closed. But around he went, and he was sitting there as cars coming out of the pits and cars going by on the speedway. That was your leader. And Reed Rundle going by right there. So So that will reset things. We'll let everybody get all set up and back into order. And man, that's going to shake some things up. I'm pretty sure Reed Rundle is going to be our lucky dog. He'll get the wave around as he didn't quite get to the leaders, and is on fresher tires, but we're going to go see if Boyd is going to go ahead and pit here, and he's going to bring a lot of guys with him. See if he can keep the lead coming out. You've seen Gagliano, Rundle, Butcher. Butcher's the car that spun. They're all going to stay out and try to get back on the lead lap and hope that there's some calamity on the restart. 5 car of Puff and Barger all used up on the right side. And Andrew Perry, 2-tire stop. Humphrey, then went Brunner. And Boyd on a 4-tire stop. Now he's going to be extra quick, but he's going to have a lot of traffic and not a lot of laps. Caution laps will count, as we are in a 75-lap race for these guys. Normally they wouldn't count. So we'll go back up. And Brees, Peter Brees, looks like he'll be scored the leader. He'd already pitted for tires and was in front of the leader. And he got to go all the way around and catch up to the back of the field before they were able to go into the pits. So he drives right by everybody. He'll be the control car when we get ready to go back. All the cars in front of him which I am looking for: Reed Rundle, Dean Gagliano, Jim Butcher, Travis Walls. There's Chris Fowler. He's quite a ways back. He's still a lap down. So about 12 cars. Walls the last of the 12 cars on the lead lap. And maybe they're just being scored because they're in front of the leader. That's why they have a time up and not showing a lap down. They are still lap cars. So Walls is not. It's actually 9th place of Dart, Bill Dart. There goes Butcher into the pits on the second time around. We should get the one to go this time. And we'll have 9 laps. So leader at the time of the caution, Garrett Boyd, is going to be scored 6th when we restart. And he has 4 fresh tires. Everybody in front of him did not stop under this yellow. Already had tires, or only took 2, which is Perry, Turnmeyer, Humphrey, and Werderman, all taken 2. So the first car with 2 tires is 6th place Garrett Boyd. We're going to watch the guys at the front.
All right, man. Lights back on the
lights back on the car. We're not going green. Everybody hadn't caught up. That got waved around, and so they want to give those guys a fair shake. So Walls in 11th, the last of those cars, it looks like. So one more time around, and we'll have 8 laps to go when they take the green. Hello, Kelsey. And we'll see if the 2 freshies on the, or the 4 freshies on the 21 can beat out the 2 freshies on everyone in front of him except for the 74. And the 74, he's got about 30 laps on those tires. He pitted right around the halfway mark. So between 25 and 27. Paced car, going to make the hard left turn right here. Yep, there he goes. So we're just waiting to see if Brees spins the tires. He does not. Good start for Peter Brees. And now how patient can the 21 car be? And how patient is the 16 car going to be? He's got 2 fresh tires. He grabs second over his teammate, Andrew Perry. And here comes Humphrey taking a peek. Nope, got back in line. Boyd on the outside back there in 5th. He's got to get rolling if he's going to do anything. And it looks like Werderman's got just as good a car on 2 tires. So 2 tires may be the call here. It's going to get somebody to win. Peter Brees, no tires and 30 lap old tires. May be able to hang on, holding out 5/10 of a second right now. So he got a whale of a start. Off at 4, Brees. Trying to hang tough. The 4 tires and not doing anything for that 21 car right now. He is still mired back in 6th. Cannot get around Werderman. Turnmeyer now closing in. Got it down to under 4/10 of a second. He and Perry both with right side tires. So is Humphrey in 3rd. Peter Brees. Yeah, he's got 4 old ones on. Now Boyd has gotten to the inside. He may clear Werderman this time, but everybody's so far away. And on the wave lap, 5 to go, a long ways back, 1.7 seconds. And now Turnmeyer closing in. 4 to go this time by, and Turnmeyer stalking Brees. He's getting the car in a little wider and cutting it down on the bottom. Brees very good in 3 and 4, 1 and 2. It's where he is losing a lot of time. As time gets through, gets the car on the rumble strip a little bit. Good corners. He can put 1 and 2 together about 3 more times like that. He may be able to hold on and keep Turnmeyer at bay. Turnmeyer got close that time. I think he was trying to loosen him up. Oh, now Brees with a slip out of 4. That opens the door. Marvin Turnmeyer going to go for it right here. Down to 1 and 2. Can Brees get the door shut? I don't know. That's going to be really tight, really close. If he's still there in 3 and 4, it's going to be Turnmeyer's with 2 to go. And Perry now trying to close in. Wants to go through with his teammate. Brees trying to find some kind of grip. Can't slip the rear tires at all. It's a good job there. 2 to go that time. And side by side for the lead. Turnmeyer drives it in a little deeper this time. Kind of drifted up the hill. Had to check up. And that gives Brees a good run out of 2. Brees cannot clear him. Think he can slam the door in 3 and 4 if he gets to the bottom. And he's going to try. And Peter Brees, masterful job on old tires, gets to the white flag first. Here comes Humphrey looking at Perry for 3rd. And Brees needs a good set of corners. In, a little drift out. Going to find a good line on exit now. He just needs to be able to seal the bottom off down in turn 3. Turnmeyer probably going to try to shove it down in there. Didn't quite get it. It looks like Peter Brees is going to hang on. He'll win the 75 lapper tonight. Turnmeyer is going to come home 2nd, and Humphrey slides through to get 3rd. Boyd recovers all the way to 4th. So Brees hangs on. Brees hangs on, gets a celebratory bump from Garrett Boyd, and he'll take him a minute to get out of the grass and get around here to victory lane. And we will get ready to talk to our top three. Andrew Humphrey, Roger Wagner in the booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, I got you, Roger.
Well, man, 2 tires was the call at the end. You come home with a podium tonight. Tell us about those last few laps.
Man, I was trying to bide the time, and then that caution came out, man, and I was glad to see it. And I came in, threw some tires on, and I'd actually taken care of the tires pretty well, I guess, and was able to pick up some speed there at the end.
Yeah, it looked like 3 or 4 laps in, the new right side's warmed up enough, and you really had to battle Perry to get it, but you come home with a podium, your first of the season, man. Short season this season, but what do you think so far about the way the series is going and what your chances are in the last couple of races?
You know, I like it a lot. I don't have a lot of pavement experience, and been having a blast here those last few races, and hopefully can finish off season strong.
Well, a great run tonight, 3rd place. Give us some shout-outs, some thank yous, and we'll let you celebrate at the Milwaukee Mile.
Yeah, appreciate it. I'd like to thank Reed for putting this on. You know, he always puts a lot of work into it, and you guys for putting on the broadcast. You do a great job every week, and yeah, just looking forward to the next one.
All right, man. Thanks for chatting with us. Congratulations again. We'll look forward to seeing you next week.
Take care, Roger.
Andrew Humphreys finishing in 3rd tonight. He made a valiant effort. Comes up just a little bit shy, but after a win last week, a second this week, in his first week of a DNF after turn 1, lap 1, Marvin Turnmeyer got to be feeling pretty good about the last couple races.
Yeah, man, last couple's been pretty good. Really thought I had this one. Got to his inside. I really don't know how he did it. I mean, hats off to Peter, man. He drove around the outside. I'm not sure that's something I could do. So hats off to him. Hope everybody watching enjoyed the show. I thought it was a hell of a race there at the end. And, you know, strategy just worked out tonight.
Yeah, he was on older tires, about 30-lap-old tires, and you had 2 new ones. And I guess the 4 just able to find something in the very top groove out there that your 2 tires didn't get warm enough to find.
Well, I mean, I was lifting pretty early under him. You know, I didn't want to go in and slingshot him and run up, you know, knock him in the door or anything. You know, we try to race clean and race respectful. And, you know, you want to win every race. But, you know, I feel pretty damn good about running second and running clean. That was a good solid race at the end. And, you know, I'll take that any week over wrecking somebody for a win.
Well, y'all came to the big track and a fantastic night. You come home second. Give us some shout-outs, some thank yous, and we'll let you get out of here and start getting ready for next week.
Yeah, I'd just like to give a shout-out to all my teammates, Jeff Werderman, Andrew Perry, Bill Dart, Team 137. And shout-out to my mom and dad back home. They're watching tonight. And I appreciate you for broadcasting. Thanks to Reed for putting on the show.
All right, man. Thanks for chatting with us. Congrats on another great run, and we'll look forward to seeing you back next week.
Sounds good, man.
Marvin Turnmeyer finishing second tonight. So a rough start to the season, but a couple of podiums back-to-back there. Let's get Peter Brees up here. And I think other than a couple of in-between session interviews, I don't believe I've had Peter Brees in my booth in forever. Peter Brees, how you doing?
Pretty good, man. It's been a little while.
Yeah, it has, but a great drive tonight, man. Old tires, and you held those guys off on the outside. How'd you do it?
Pure luck a little bit there on the outside. I thought I was done for once he got under me, but I just tried to hold my line and come off the corner as low as I could. And then, I mean, I did quite a few test sessions during the week, and I kind of knew I wasn't going to be that far off on the tires, maybe a little bit older, but I still thought they'd run by me a little bit worse with fresh tires.
Well, you go in the middle of this thing, you get tires, and you are able to come out and stay in front of the leaders And that had to feel good, first of all, just know you didn't go a lap down. Then you catch the caution. That had to take a bunch of weight off of what were you going to do in the last 15 or so laps, because it took you from basically the outhouse and put you in the penthouse.
Yeah, it pretty much did. I kind of thought through the pit cycles I might be up front, and back to, again, a lot of the practicing I did all week. I practiced going in, only taking 2 tires, didn't fill up with fuel, and I kind of did some practice runs getting into the pits to make sure I could get in and out of there quick for a situation like that, and having to work out in my favor, luckily.
Well, an awesome run, man. You're picking up the win here at the Milwaukee Mile tonight for what is a test short season. What do you think about trying to bring this thing back here whenever this short test season is over?
I mean, I would love to do it. The coverage you guys have is great, same as the Dirt Series. These things have been a ton of fun to drive between the series and like the regular weekly, like public lobbies and stuff like that. And they're real drivable. They're real racy. Like, I mean, the tire wear's a factor, so you got to kind of keep an eye on that a little bit. There's a lot of factors, and it makes them a lot of fun to race and drive.
Well, all right, man. You're getting the win tonight. May give some shout-outs, some thank yous. We'll let you celebrate a hard-earned victory this evening.
Hey, absolutely. Got to first and foremost always thank the wife for letting me come out and have fun every week. I got to thank Reed for running the series. He does an awesome job with all the series you run with him. Scrub It Up, who's actually right across the street from here, is where I work at, and they help sponsor us, a lot of the seasons we run. So I got to thank them. And Andrew Leach, who was leading the race, I guess had some internet problems, but he was going to have a good run, so I was hoping to see him come back up there because he's a friend of mine. But yeah, another fun run, and thanks to you guys for the coverage as usual.
All right, man. Congrats on the win. Thanks for chatting with us. We'll look forward to seeing you the rest of the season.
Thanks, Roger. Have a good night.
You too. Peter Brees picking up the win here tonight at the Milwaukee Mile. Turnmeyer was second. Humphrey was third. Boyd recovers. Led this thing until the pit stop. Took 4. Everybody else took 2. It moved him back to 6th. He picked up 2 spots, and he was closing there towards the end. 3 or 4 more laps, he may have been up there battling for that win, but he finishes 4th. Andrew Perry 5th. Brandon Puffenbarger was 6th. Reed Rundle 7th. Jeff Werdeman 8th. Bill Dart 9th. Austin Damore in 10th. Chris Fowler 11th. Dean Gagliano, after a really good run last week, comes home 12th tonight. Maybe the 1 miler doesn't fit. We'll see him back to his improved ways on the short tracks the last couple of weeks of the season. Dean Burton 13th. Brad Branham 14th, Jim Butcher 15th, Terry Dahl was 16th, Jacob Smuch 17th, and John Brunner rounded out the field in 18th. That can't be all of them. There's 21 guys. How's that? Oh, there we go. You got to push the button. That's what you got to do. Travis Walls, was 19th. Andrew Leach, all kinds of internet issues for him. Led this thing and was out to 5 seconds with about 30 to go. And then just poof, vanished and never came back. And then Eric Spencer rounded out the field. So another great run. This series really taken off. They're improving the car count every week. The racing has been fantastic. We went, 60-odd laps there, green, and we saw several leaders, saw big leads, small leads, a lot of battling. It was a lot of fun. We'll go back to some short tracks for the last 2, and then we'll decide the fate of this series. And, they'll either come back or they won't, but either way, we'll let you know what it is, and then looking forward to these guys getting back in the dirt, too, because the Midwest Dirt Racing Series is starting to put some things together as well. Don't forget about Wednesday night. Aces Up, 410 Sprint Car Big Track Series, and then 410 Wingless on Thursday night with the Hoosier Open Wheel Series. So that'll be our broadcast for the rest of this week, guys. Appreciate you spending time with us. Hope